cards. Is there one thing that you learned today, or that provoked you today, or something that you'd like to learn about that came from today's exercise? April, do you have a microphone? Maybe we can. Anybody learn something today, or gain something, or an insight? Alan.
But I never had the idea it got to be such a canvas for the spirit.
So Alan's comment was, it was amazing to him to see that Roane State is a catalyst for the entrepreneurial spirit, and can be a place that can convene for that. Yeah, very good. Anybody else? Something that provoked you, or that you saw there?
But one of the things that I heard was talking about alignment. So when it comes to alignment, I was curious if we're going to make efforts to work towards the infrastructure to be prepared for what we're training. So when I think about infrastructure, I'm thinking about just the employers as well, not just setting them up to also be prepared for the influx of having to pay higher rates to keep the skill set in the state.
Right.
Because that's one of the barriers that I've noticed with my students. I work as at a training facility, and one of the barriers is their expectation on pay once they've met the skill set. And so when I think of infrastructure, I'm thinking, how are we going to set up the employers to be prepared for that?
Excellent. Norm, share what we talked about. I think that could be, that piece about the collaboration and collision. Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I love all of this. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else? Something that was provoking or interesting, something new? It's the last of the last, and it's the end of the day, and all those pieces. So for me, the synthesis of today, the things I heard, and I wanted to listen very carefully, was first of all, the need for critical thinking and developing critical thinking skills for the workforce as an important soft skill, especially as AI is impacting us. Along those lines, that critical thinking is, and I'm not sure if Dr. Parker said it or not, but I've heard her say it, and that is, you're not going to lose your job to AI, you're going to lose your job to the guy that knows AI. And so for me, what I heard as a workforce professional is that need at the grassroots level to start thinking about developing curricula or introduction to artificial intelligence, AI literacy. I heard a lot of that this morning, and that was very impactful and robust in the way that Dr. Parker presented that. I heard it was almost conflicting with the earlier panel from the science panel that says that they're looking for certain skills also, but not necessarily the same. But there were several skills that were aligned with that. Again, critical thinking, teamwork, ability to communicate, those pieces. And they offered, that group, I heard, to train folks if they had those basic skills, and if we had some training that went with, that could help them at least get launched on that, which I think Dr. Steinbeck is starting with his nuclear program is a great start for approaching those needs. I heard a figure 2 years ago that there's a potential for 5,000 brand new nuclear technician jobs in the next 10 years coming to our area. And that is a huge demand, a huge piece of it. Lastly, and correct me if I missed something, please, that what I heard at the very end was a need for access to resources, network, mentors, and ultimately capital for our entrepreneurial class. And the listening session we just came out of, the opportunity to convene an entrepreneurial class, or at least folks that are interested in that, so they can bounce their ideas. And we're not being guarded and protective of our turf, but it's a place or an opportunity to speak with each other and look for those, express some of those needs, which, by the way, in the entrepreneurial world, the needs are pretty similar regardless of the industry or the business. No cash, no time, no sleep, and no talent. You can't find good talent. Those are, it's common to everybody. So looking for ways that perhaps our next step at the entrepreneurial level is to look for opportunities to synergize with existing structures. That's what I was trying to tease out of you, Norm, was that, that maybe that moment that at least as a presence, our own state either could convene or at least be a part of that conversation and then start to develop those networks and those relationships that are absolutely vital to start up and ramp up for a small business. Did I miss anything? I tried to listen today. It's hard. I've been up since 3:30 this morning, so I'm a little pooped, but okay. Listen, thank you. This was our inaugural Future of Work Symposium. It was such a well-curated effort. Thank you to Stephen Williams for putting that vision together and working together with me on laying that out. Thank you to the stakeholders, Holly Hansen at CBI and the Makerspace. Donna Ling works with her very closely. Thank you to Sonia Parker, who runs our continuing ed. A huge thank you to Mike McGill. Mike is a staff team member that gets out in the field, and he's visiting businesses on behalf of our own state and really just beating the pavement just to get our message out there and talk to folks and see what kind of needs we've got that our own state can meet. Thanks to Kirk Harris at Health Science Center. There's great stuff happening there. We're right in the middle of developing a curriculum for dialysis technicians that'll sit for the CCHE and with the goal of helping folks find jobs and get jobs in that particular field. And they're doing, Brooke Brada also is doing at the Health Science Center, doing phenomenal work with workforce development. I'm not missing anybody, am I? Just on our stakeholder team. And thank you, Teresa Duncan, for your support. There's nothing greater than to get a piece of mail from you. And I'm always remiss to thank you for those letters that you send me supporting me and supporting the work that we do in this grants office, particularly with the work grant. And thank you for that. The biggest shout out, though, is April Queener. April is a rock star. April is, first of all, she's a great work partner. We're kind of hitting the groove now, aren't we? We're getting to that point. April puts up with a lot of crap for me, and she does it with a smile, and she does it with that 10-mile Tennessee, gentle, easy, you need to get it done kind of way. April in the last year has processed well over 500 applications, 500 individual success plans, followed up with her case management system. She's organized, she's focused, and she is clear. We together have been stretched beyond our limit putting this symposium together. But my goodness, I thought it was a pretty good job, and you were phenomenal. Thank you, April, for everything you do. So in conclusion, this grant is wrapping up now. It'll be sunsetted September 30th, and We're transitioning even right now onto our nuclear tech grant, but I am hopeful and I'm excited about the sustainability of what this grant has done for our community and for East Tennessee, Appalachia. And it's no small feat that it's been coming together, working together, teamwork, and inviting folks into this great thing that we call Roane State Community College. Thank you so much for being here today, and have a great day. Drive carefully, and we'll see you next year. Hopefully, if we can do this again, and we'll see what we can do.